Actually, he will elude them for the time being. It's Woxi who looks to be this first point of contact. And he might be in for a world of hurt. He will get shut down. Not until they don't spot a player close within the bomb site that they realize, well, with no one in connector and them only holding the cross, we don't need smokes to get into B. We're already in the bomb site itself, and now with that bomb down, 3v4 for Mousesports on this retake. They've got a hell of a lot of work to do, and Smooya actually making that task seem that much harder now as he takes down Frozen. Carrigan and Chris J all that remain, and they are getting shut down. Ooh, Chris J with a nice double to try and give Woxi the peak there. These smokes, there we go. He's going to get the first, looking to follow up, and Woxi, he will get the double. Smooya's dropped. An Ivy control taken now for Mousesports. Big, they try and turn their attention elsewhere, but it's not to their best results. Carrigan getting the man out for main, now leaves tabseN alone at the A site, trying desperately to deal with Frozen. He gets boxed in as well. Carrigan doubling up, and it is just Xantares alone. So a lot of work here for one man in a round that should have been Big's all along.
I mean, how on earth does Woxi stay alive so long in the Ivy? He gets a reload off there with the SMG before, but we should be right back in, and you haven't missed anything. Just Xantares dying.
Yeah. If you're Mousesports, you just want to stop this bomb going down, really. You don't want to have too many casualties here. The bomb's not into the site. It will get dropped down below. So maybe they could, if they can deal with Rops. There's a world, but no, mopped up nice and quick.
Now they're going to start to aggress. tabseN already on the bomb train. Great kill while fully blinded, but Frozen comes through the smoke. He's found one, doubled it up. The trades are still in. Big are making this interesting, but will they be able to convert it in the post plant?
Oh, that nade from Chris J will buy them some precious time, and that has allowed Rops to come in from this flank. Another man who's on a flank of his own is Carrigan, and with that kill, that is the bomb dropped. So all the effort that Xantares and tabseN have put into this round over here at B, and Rops is making some noise. That's all it's going to take for Tizian to shut him down. And you can see Penny's dropped there straight down into that B site. Woxi's been dropped. And, well, this is already a very good round for Big, one that they should really just look to close out from here on in. This little flank from Chris J and Frozen is really the only thing that could maybe make a difference. Even then, it's a 1-for-1. So yeah, for Frozen and Carrigan his prong off. And so now as they make their presence known from Ivy, 15 seconds or just under left on the clock. They've really got to get a move on. tabseN's already fallen. 8 seconds. There's just no time. Surely they're trying to get into the site, but Woxi doesn't even have to hit the shot. The round was already over. He's done more than that anyway, finding a double. Round ends. Tizian stays alive, but Mouse
is jump off the plat. Not going to happen. Smooya is nearby though. Flash is coming into the A site now, and finally Big gonna make their move. It's a 1-for-1 immediately, with players coming out through both T-Con and Popdog. tabseN, he's in the yard. Smooya's found another opening kill. That's Chris going down, and Woxi can have no impact into this round. He's just been fully smoked off. Similar story for Rops, who does go up on the boost, but there's a smoke on the bomb trade. He can't do anything right now. Big have time to work this site, and tabseN's found another kill into Woxi deep in CT. Carrigan going wide, finds a single frag, and they still don't know the Rops is here, but the drop-off might give away the fact there's 2 CTs in the site. Nade certainly does. Bomb plant attempted, but Smooya's got the cover.
They're still trying to do it. They're still trying to throw a third man up into the boost, because, you know, why bother even rotating a B at this point in time? It's God, lads. That bomb will go down. They're feeling pretty confident at this point in time. Out. Whereas Big, they've had time, right? They've had, like,
in round number 9. Oh, he's got double naded.
Well, Woxi's gone, mate. Good thing we didn't hand that AWP over to him. It's enough to fire a shot out from Carrigan. And yeah, they've paused. They've taken a breather. 15 seconds. They've got to commit next. Oh, Carrigan's seen him. Carrigan knows. They lose Rops instantly inside of the bomb site. There's players all around Carrigan. Surely he's not going to survive. tabseN's cooling. Everyone is. For him to... The best decision he's going to make in quite some time. Smooya trades onto Carrigan. Ooh, no! Woxi's been deleted as well. Next gets him, and yeah, okay. The danger that was present in this round should be getting shut down now, and indeed it is. Big mopping up these remaining few players. Chris J, I imagine he's going to look to try and save again. Rops, I like the optimism. Let's see if it works. Tizian. You know you shouldn't be frag hunting, Tizian. And if you go up here, there might be a lesson in why that is. Ah, he's gone, isn't he?
I like it.
Yeah, I like that from Rops.
Yeah. Oh, Smooya. I think someone called that he saw his head there. Yep, Chris getting absolutely domed, and that's the saved M4 gone. Luckily, Rops will get away with an AK. But yeah, Mousesports have been on the edge of economical woes all game, Harry. Finally, another buy coming through. But again, if we looked at that last buy round just a couple ago, how did that go? They had a UMP.
Hunkering down into the A site. They will find tabseN initially, and Big now trying to split into B, trying to go on the back of this fake A execute that they threw in, but they haven't accounted for one man who still resides inside of the bomb site, and that is Woxi. He's got this AWP, but he's dancing around the bomb tray, and they've wrapped all around him though, and that smoking connector blocks off vision. So it's allowed for this wrap, and the kills are still coming in for Big. It's a 2v3 next, 11 points of health. Tizian's gone through. Rops does spot him. That almost gets dangerous for a second, but now it has dropped the bomb at the feet of Mousesports. They'll mop that up. Play here.
Oh, hello. Chris J has gotten aggressive towards T-Con, and he's put tabseN down to 15. That's good damage. He'll convert it onto Xantares. Tizian gets out through Pop Dog, but there's still players all over this site. Mousesports up in a 4-on-2 in just seconds. And Big, this entire plan has been ripped from beneath their feet. It's Smooya and tabseN. Deadly duo. But Chris J, he wants to end this as soon as possible. Smooya's not ready for the aggressive main push, and now it is just tabseN tagged up earlier, looking to get finished off, and he will. That's 3 spotted. And again, Mousesports, they love this AMA control, but this time Xantares was ready for it, holding and taking down Chris J, but does he...
Frozen. These flashes have given him a gateway now. He'll wait, and he'll shut down 2. Oh, he stopped the push. Get out of the A site. Frozen sends them packing. Tizian left up alone. 7 seconds left. There's no time anymore, my friend. He's got to hold on to the AK. Mousesports 7-6. Frozen given a big opportunity.
They're going to go quickly through the Pop Dog, really fast out into the yard. Chris, he's got to deal with this. Molotov sections off tabseN, but 2 players are still already out. 2 players, 2 kills for Mousesports, make it a 3rd. And Xantares is trapped behind E-Box with players coming from all sides. He converts a spray, but Rops is trying to knife the rest of the T's. And this is a mess, Harry. What is going on? They've swapped positions. Both of them are low. And tabseN, he's dead, surely.
Yeah, pretty immediate words. So here's Carrigan in that smoke. And there he goes. He's taken that initial fight. It is actually next to get the better of him. But here's Rops arriving on a flank. And these flanks have been nothing but problems for Big. This time they actually are able to get a handle on it. Pretty damn
moving.
Yeah, I imagine we might have seen a play back towards that B site from Big. The second they peeled out from main, that's what I was anticipating. Instead, they turned their attention towards Ivy, and they have found Chris J. That first kill going their way, but they've got to follow up, and they're not able to do so. It's Smooya alone in this 1v2.
Oh, and he's not going to get around the corner.
Smooya's over in main, pushing him with his P2K, and he's cleared a lot of ground here. He might even spot these 2 players with utility. But Frozen was waiting, and they're very low
on the ground. Frozen staring at pixels that don't exist, and that's the bomb, Harry. It's just gone flying, tumbling into the air. tabseN's found an opening kill on the CT side, and Xantares is pushed up to the position that Smooya was in. 2 kills. Rops trying to trade it back out, but surely this one's out of the question. 1 on 3. They're all over the site, and they have the bomb.
Yeah, Rops does have a PT50 though, and I was going to say, and yeah, Mao's just going to commit to be Tizian holding close on the ramp, and actually that smoke does leave him blind. He tries to go pushing through it, and he'll get shut down as a result. So the bomb plant at least locked in for Maus, and the key word there is at least. 3v3 as Woxi has shut down Xantares on this retake.
Oh, but crossing through the smoke, Chris gets caught by tabseN, and now it just leaves one man on the site, one man who has successfully made it back into the Vauxhalls. Woxi, he's just staying alive for the 1v3 unless Frozen can make his job easier, and that's going to be a kill that certainly will. Dropping tabseN from above, and Frozen's found Smooya as well. There's no giving up here for Mousesports, even in the ecos. Next is going to have to clutch it, but he can't find this shot. And
what found on the back of utility, tabseN in with a kill from the scout, and so actually already you've done decent damage. If you're Big, Xantares actually able to extend it even further. And they're trying to, they are closing the gap. I was going to say they're trying to close the gap. They are getting closer to this site, but it's at quite the cost. And now more players getting degged down, getting put to solo HP. I mean, Woxi, 1 point of health. This man is dead if someone so much as looks at him the wrong way. And so he's just got to sit back. He's really waiting for Frozen to do the heavy lifting in this round. He's waiting for his point guard to get in there, and he's just going to get shut down at the first hurdle. Woxi, 1 point of health and a dream. 1v3 required. Surely not. Surely this is Big stealing around back.
And they don't even know that Tizian's coming in on this flank. He's been going all the way from B through T-spawn, and now he's in the back lines. Across, but does not get tagged. Successful info gained. He sees the bomb. They're going to back off with
kind of involved feel, I guess.
I mean, how much can you really say that's going to get you out of this situation?
Ooh, yeah, that's true. I don't think it's words they're looking for. I think it's shots. And there's Rops landing the first. So 4v4. And slowly but surely trying to get through this Ivy position. They just saw that Molotov coming from CT spawn. So Chris J likely to make that first bit of contact, and he's got Frozen to swing out with him. If they find tabseN, there is a very real chance, but tabseN holds his own, shuts down Ivy. This should be the round on the back of those 2 kills.
Yeah, without a doubt. 15 seconds. Rops is coming through main, and he's got a player in old hell to deal with. That's just going to delay him. Even if he got that kill, the time would have been so low. Woxi trying to stick the plant, but shot
with
underneath.
Xantares, and then the best AWPer in the form of Woxi. I've been keeping up with their little tally of kills, and it was looking good for old mate Woxi up until recently. These last few rounds, Xantares has been turning up the heat. This one, just the pistols, obviously. Sure, they get Smooya, but that's it. And this should be the equalizing round. Gonna be 10-10.
No, come on, not like this. Phew. I could have gotten dicey
towards Ivy, but it looks like the B play is hoping to be the answer for Mouse, but it might not be, right? Tizian and Smooya
what a play.
Doing such a good job of locking down this bomb site. Smooya just dancing through those smokes, and Woxi even trying to bail. He's trying to get out of there, and he has managed to get up through the ramp. So now you look towards Chris J. You look at this man to try and secure this A site while Woxi is rotating down. He's not going to go down through the pop dog. Instead, it's a lengthy rotation in through main. And that ultimately might be their demise, right? Chris J getting dealt with by next in the connector. And for Woxi, all that's left to do now is the honorable thing. 1v4. He'll walk to his demise.
Has gotten out through A, but oh dear, they realized they threw in a molly, but he's going to take down Xantares as it blooms. The trade there, but 1-for-1s in a round like this are exactly what Mousesports are gunning for. Finally, an untraded kill. And Big get away with an advantage again. They've got this split down Ivy from tabseN, but tabseN turning around at the perfect moment. This should be a done deal, really, at this point. Only 2 players left up for Mouse, and little by little they fall.
Yeah, this really does feel like a bit of a case in point of example of how when one team has a lot of time to go away.
As mentioned, this is not a map that Big have really frequented in the past few months. So you talk about research, Harry. It's not really a lot Mousesports could have done in this map, at least. He's got a lot of room to work with, and Xantares getting caught in the open. Smooya spots him, gets attacked through the wall, but barely any damage off of that AWP. He's going to need to be the sole defender right now. tabseN is preoccupied with Rops' position, and Mousesports are already starting to wrap through CT. Yeah,
if you're tabseN, you kind of need Tizian to maybe help you out a bit here. You can see he gets caught swinging back out into the A site. It is Woxi to shut him down, and Tizian on this
allows Mousesports to get out into the site, and you can see it was just confusion from Big. They didn't know what to hold or how to hold.
Smoke's going into the A site initially, but Xantares this time not giving any love to Rops over in the pop dog. Man advantage taken, bit more damage found on a Frozen. It's Carrigan who tries to swing out and get an equalizer. Instead, the man advantage now swings in favor of Big that much more.
Carrigan nearly caught that timing. You saw a nade go out and knew there was a window at which he could get aggressive, but tabseN, he moves back a couple of feet, and that just gives him the time to prime and ready the scope. Woxi knows. Good timing with a grenade, but little damage. And actually gives him a chance to scope up. tabseN can't see because of the bloomed smoke from that nade, and Woxi will be able to get a return frag. Another follow-up from Frozen, but traded, and Chris coming through the pop dog at the perfect time. 2v2. Mousesports don't have to commit. They don't have to dedicate into A, but they choose to anyway. At least Woxi looking for more kills. Falling off the top of the train. Doesn't know where the second player is, but now Smooya giving away his position, coming back off of B through connector with the AWP, and Woxi is spotting these jumps. Information on both sides of things. This bomb still waiting in the pop dog, still yet to move, finally crossing out, but getting tagged by Tizian. 30 seconds for Mousesports to make their final decision, and Big, I love it, it's just so delayed, not giving them a kill, not giving them a pick back into this round.
Mouse, I mean, they've kind of really dedicated to this A site, right? They could have peeled off, but the time for that is gone now. Smooya not able to deny the bomb plant through the smoke. And so suddenly all this patience that Big have been exuding actually becomes something turned against them. It's Smooya 1v2 inside of the site. Chris J shutting him down 12 to 12.
Like not giving Mousesports the kills. It was actually a wide bomb plant that stopped Smooya from spamming the planter in the smoke. He was 10 HP and Smooya A site. Big trying to pressure him from the bomb train again, just playing slower. Tizian baiting them into B. Smooya trying to stop Robson from coming in from the heavens, but Robs will look below him, and this is just a formality for Big. It's just about damage, out of which they have very little to show for. Xantares alone on the A site and making his position very well known. The fake reload, and he doubles back. But Chris is one step ahead.
And Carrigan actually is to go running through that for a bit of damage. Bomb now dropped inside of the site. Carrigan trying to plug in those numbers, and he is getting the bomb down. It will get planted. Tabson shutting down Chris J. Carrigan from inside of the site really has to do a hell of a lot here. And Tabson, a man who has not missed much yet, trying to step up to the plate from Ivy. Carrigan inside of the site shut down, and it's Woxi alone. 1v2. The flank from Next comes in, and he is not ready for it. 13 to 13. It's down to the wire. Speaking of close, Chris J close to finding Smooya there. There's no way you anticipate him being this deep inside of the site. Smooya's just been shut down, and he's kind of scratching his head, because now as Next comes in for this rotation, he's got to take time trying to clear connector. Never mind, round's done. Woxi and Chris J have shut down absolutely everybody.
They at least lock that in, but
well, I think, like you say, is big, but a great job from Chris J to exploit how Big have been playing with this utility. This is so much damage. This is so much damage. And this round, I mean, I thought this was going to be Mousesports arriving at map point, and it still could be. It still very much could be. And now it should be, as the kills are coming in. Only Xantares left, and he will get shut up by Carrigan. 15 to 30.
Very difficult, especially when it comes down to the later rounds, or the latter part of the rounds, rather. Retaking specifically. Tabson, however, opening up. Woxi's been picked up on Ivy. That's the kill that Big needed to start this one. But if it ends in a B play, Harry, double up on the retake, yikes.
And it really feels like that's how it could end, unless Tizian never lets it begin. He will shut down the first. Oh, he's followed up. But the trade found by Chris J at least gives Mousesports a small window of opportunity. And looking through it right now, Robs up on the rafters. That was actually Chris J's flash to hit him fully there. Robs, uh-oh, 2v2 now from nowhere. And the bomb down, planted for heaven and ramp. That's where Chris J and Robs are for the time being. And Chris J might even get the information that both players are here. He's just hunting the kills down. And